One of my favorite musicians of all time is a Canadian singer called Lights. I first discovered her music while looking for a download link for the song Lights by Ellie Goulding several years ago, before I had Spotify or a debit card to pay for music and pirated all of mine. I still love that song, and a lot of Ellie Goulding's other music, but that's beside the point. Upon first exposure to Lights' music, I was completely engrossed. It was the sort of thing where you can't wait to hear another song, but there's still a minute left on the song you're listening to right now, and you want to sit back and just enjoy it, but you're too excited for the next one and the next one and the next one. This happened right around the time Lights released Siberia, a fucking great album. Save for And Counting and Day One, I loved every track. When I found out she was on tour with an upcoming show at a venue nearby, I immediately asked my dad to take me and my former best friend. Tickets were only $20, so my jobless 15-year-old self could actually afford to buy one with my allowance. I won't bore the 2 or 3 people who are watching this with the details, so here's the bare bones version. My dad took my friend and I to the show. We loved the show. We went to her show at the same venue a year later, and I wasn't really feeling it. Lights is a synth pop artist and was touring for an acoustic version of Siberia at the time. The energy was completely gone from the first show. Siberia Acoustic had been a disappointment to me from the get-go. With the heavily electric sound to Siberia, the idea of stripping away that key part of its style just seemed wrong. If Lights had released an acoustic album with all new songs, I might have really liked it. But when placed side by side, Siberia Acoustic is just bland and colorless next to the rainbow of sounds of Siberia. But that's neither here nor there. This isn't a music review or critique. When Lights announced her album Little Machines, I was fucking ecstatic. There's going to be a new album with new songs in the Lights style I knew and loved, and I ate up each of the singles from Little Machines. I was fucking pumped for this new album. When Little Machines finally dropped, I downloaded it on Spotify and went out for a walk to listen to it. I used to go for a lot of walks, several miles per day, but stopped after I had my first 2 seizures while out walking. As I approached the last block before my house, I realized something. I couldn't remember a single song I'd just listened to. Everything just melted together. Aside from the 3 singles, there wasn't one noteworthy thing on the entire album. The snide hipster remark of, "I liked them before they were famous," took on a whole new meaning. When an artist you do likes starts gaining traction in the mainstream, starts really making it big, it feels awesome. More people will be introduced to this thing that you love and you can share it with them. And the catch is that artists will often latch on to that one thing that made them big and try to recreate it over and over and over. Charli XCX's album True Romance is fucking glorious, and I love the shit out of it. But the new hardcore party girl music is so vapid and meaningless. I know that the cliche, "I liked them before they were famous" hipster bullshit is just a pathetic attempt at making oneself seem cool and gaining cred, but it means something different to me. I like their old style. They were more adventurous before the desperate attempts to recreate that one thing that people liked. They just aren't the same artist anymore. Maybe I sound like a pretentious hipster cunt. So be it. Anywho, I'm an incompetent Neanderthal when it comes to outros, so adios, muchachos.